Hey everyone, Billy here from Moo Moo's House of Cards. We've been trying to do this video for a little bit now, and kind of figured just gonna wing it, see how it goes. Pretty much what we wanted to do was kind of a monthly news video to just kind of bring you all the news for the month, whether it be what's going on with Magic the Gathering, another TCG, or even the business of Moo Moo's House of Cards itself. So let's get it started here. We've got a lot of information for all of you this month. Stick around. Hope you really enjoy the video. Alright everyone, so first in the news this month, obviously it's Edge of Eternities. We did pre-order about 10 collector boxes, but they have not been shipped yet, and we are really just hoping that they don't get canceled. So I have a collector box. I am keeping it sealed to open with all of you. We are totally trying to do live streams. We're just trying to figure out when the best time to do it is. So totally, if anyone has any ideas about the best time to live stream, when you'd like to see us crack this awesome Edge of Eternities collector booster box, let us know. So speaking of Edge of Eternities, we did get some bundles in, little dice in there, and also we got in the Edge of Eternities commander deck. So obviously July is coming to an end, but we're gonna do an August giveaway, and whenever that giveaway is, we'll either give away a commander deck or a bundle case, whatever people are more interested in. Not sure if you have all seen much of Edge of Eternities, but there's definitely some sliver tech and some some colorless tech in there. I do know a lot of my friends have been looking into building Eldrazi EDH decks, do the colorless tech within the set. There's also a lot of cards in the set that use a lot of mana, which is kind of crazy. There's one mythic that uses 15 mana to take control of your opponent's turn, but it'll use less mana if the creature's stronger. So either way, that's kind of more big, strong Eldrazi tech right there. So otherwise, that's pretty much all for Edge of Eternity. We're going to be having some more product come in with it. Doing some great pack openings. And if any of you want specific cards from Edge of Eternities, please let us know. We'll try to get you those cards for a great price. We always do 80% value to all of our viewers and subscribers on our YouTube. So always keep that in mind. Otherwise, the news would be TCG Direct is coming back slowly. They're doing individual sets that are coming back and that are going to be added back to TCG Direct. I know Aether Drift is now on there, Final Fantasy's been on there for a bit. We are waiting to see if Edges of Eternity is going to be direct or not. We also did get a new TCG player selling account, Moo Moo's House of Bulk, and that's going to be for our non-direct sales, so definitely check out Moo Moo's House of Bulk for some new deals on some great products. Otherwise, the main news that I really have for all of you today would be that we did just get notice that Q3 of this year, they are going to be reprinting the Final Fantasy Play Booster boxes. So if anyone hasn't gotten their Final Fantasy cards they want, it's going to be a pretty long wait till Q3 of this year, but they will be reprinting. If you weren't really sure if you wanted to wait for the reprint, that's your time frame right there. So you're going to be waiting till Q3 or spending more money to buy them right now. I'm sure during Q3, when this reprint happens, the Final Fantasy Play Booster boxes will be going down in price quite a bit, and they'll probably be increasing until then. But that's all for the news for this month currently, and I do just want to bring the video to a main topic. It's kind of based off something I saw online recently, which would be a post of a large amount of proxies bought. Now, this guy spent $2,000 buying 3,000 proxy cards. And I say proxy cards because these cards don't say proxy on them. These cards say Magic the Gathering on the back. And my main deal is, my main problem is that counterfeit cards are not proxy cards. If you want a proxy so you can play competitive EDH or tournament EDH, that is totally fine by me. And I'm the type of guy who has every card I need for a deck. I don't need to proxy. But I have no problem with any of you proxying. And I even think it's stupid that Wizards came up with the idea that you have to use the test card, the blank card, and write down what you want. I think that if you want to get a proxied Gaia's Cradle, as long as it doesn't say Magic the Gathering on the back, get your proxied Gaia's Cradle and have some fun. But don't be one of those guys who goes out to a large foreign company that is not regulated whatsoever and is literally printing counterfeit Wizards of the Coast product. Don't go out there and buy a card that isn't a proxy, is literally just a counterfeit Magic card. That's not good for the game whatsoever. Recently, I took in a pretty good sized collection, and a lot of the cards were fake. Oh, they're proxies. They're not proxies. They're fake cards, because those cards, if you buy 1,000 proxy cards, I bet 200 of them are going to end up on the market. And that sucks. So, if you're gonna proxy cards, that's fine. I love proxying cards. I love everyone having the ability to play any card they want. But make sure your cards look like proxies and don't just say Magic the Gathering on the back, because that's just a fake card. And you know, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot when I was younger, and fake cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are a huge deal. You gotta watch out for fake cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And like, I feel like the Magic the Gathering community doesn't really have the same weariness towards fake Magic cards. You know, I do feel that in the future, with the proliferation of proxies that aren't really proxies, they're just counterfeit cards, we're gonna really have to be watching for fake Magic cards when you're buying them. And these cards look real. If you want to know if this card's fake or not, you're gonna really need one of these. You know what? I'm actually going to show you all during this video how to tell if a Magic card's fake, because clearly it's a big problem to me that there are fake Magic cards out there, and I would love to show all of you how to not get screwed over, messed up, whatever, when buying a card it ends up being fake. I don't want that to happen to any of you, so let me get my equipment out. I am going to show all of you how to tell if a Magic card is fake or not right here, right now. Alrighty everyone, so it's actually the next day, a little behind the scenes here. My magnifying lens actually broke when I was recording the original video, so I went online, ordered another one. The card camera that you're looking at the card with right now wasn't powerful enough to actually get the Rosetta, so I now have all the equipment we're going to need. So now we'll show you all how to tell if a card's real. Very awesome, and it's going to be super informative, so stick around. We'll get rid of the card camera. We just have here a Shepherd of Rot, older non-foil card. We'll bring up the microscope camera here. So just at 40 magnification, we can all see the Rosetta pattern here. And what I want to do is I'm going to go over. So right here, you can see the lettering on the card. And you see how it's actually over the Rosetta. Now, when this is printed, the artwork and the Rosetta pattern are printed, and then the lettering is printed over the Rosetta. So as you can see, this is all clearly printed on top of the Rosetta. You don't have, you know, besides a little bit of, bleeding over, probably from time, you don't have any of that Rosetta on the lettering. Now, if it was a fake card, you would see the pattern straight up in the lettering. That lettering is all printed over the Rosetta. Looks great. But people can always print that. You can always print a little better and have lettering over a Rosetta. If you're not recording this on a microscope camera, it's much easier to see with just a jeweler's loupe. So I'm doing this with a magnifying lens connected to my computer. If you just have a jeweler's loupe, it's much easier to see this. So as you see here, we are going to the green dot right here. So we are going to this green dot right here on the back of the card. I am going to switch over to the magnifying lens right on that green dot. Let's see. All right, and I'm going to magnify even more, because with this, you'll be able to see it much better. So we're on that green dot, and we're going to zoom in. You won't have to do this with a jeweler's loupe. You will just see it. But right there, see? Those 4 orange dots in the shape of an L. Zoom back out. It's inside, on this green circle, we have sort of that black L, or that, like that black angle right there. We have that black angle inside of this dot right here. And then we have that white little angle, or L, opposite of that. So we want to zoom in on the white L, and you won't need to zoom in with a jeweler's loupe. We just have to zoom in here, and we're going to see these 4 orange dots. These 4 orange dots in the shape of an L confirms that this is a real card. You know how I like to do it. Let's look at a couple more. I'm actually curious about a new card. In fact, alright, so this is going to be funny. I don't even know how this is going to look. But we have here the Thrasios from the new Final Fantasy set, and I'm like super curious because like I've never looked at one of these under a magnifying lens. I don't even know if this has a Rosetta or not, and I super want to see, so let's check it out. So we're going to go back to our 40 magnification so we don't go crazy here. And we're going to place this right on. We're going to focus. And look at that. Even this brand new card, Thrasios, has a Rosetta pattern. Let's go to the lettering. Look how clean that is. You can see the lettering is completely placed on top of that Rosetta. Very cool. We'll do a bigger zoom here so you can even just see like the grain in there. Wow, look at that. That's cool, huh? And then we're going to go to the back of the card in our green dot. And look at that. We've got our 4 little orange dots in the shape of an L. Looks like a real card to me, folks. Alrighty, guys. So we got a few other cards lined up for y'all. So, start off with this right here. And let's start right there. Grand Abolisher. Now, we can see the Rosetta is not mixing, but you can start to see a little of the Rosetta through this lettering. Now, some information that I recently learned is that that black layer of the lettering is the last layer they put on the card. So especially for a non-foil, you can sometimes see that Rosetta show through the back lettering. But as we see, the edges of this lettering are nice and clean, even though we have some Rosetta showing through due to age and wear. But you see, nice clean lettering. We'll go to the back too, and we'll zoom in really far, and we'll see our 1, 2, 3, 4 orange dots right there. Sorry for the shakiness. We are super zoomed in right now. You know, pretty much, especially on cards that have white lettering, you might see the Rosetta through that. Now, what you're going to want to do is go to black lettering on those cards. And you know what? It wouldn't be much of a tutorial video unless I pulled out this Lantax and tried to prove to you all that it's real and not fake. So let's see. We go to the top lettering Lantax and we zoom in. This one isn't so bad, but we do see some Rosetta showing through. Now, a good thing to do with this would be to go to the mana symbol. The mana symbol is much cleaner. Obvious wear, right? Also the black lettering, very clean on that. Now, I did have a specific example to show you, and it is a very, very old Savannah. Now, this Savannah has a bit of Rosetta showing through, but it is real. Alrighty, so I have here a Savannah and a Sacrosanctum. So first it's Sacrosanctum. Both these are pretty old cards. This one isn't as bad. We can even get a bigger zoom in here, and we can see that nice clean cut. Also, the set symbol there, you can see that white line, very clean, with minimal Rosetta showing through. Another sign that it's real. Black lettering, very clean, clearly on top of the Rosetta. Now, Sacrosanctum isn't exactly the oldest card around, right? We have cards like Savannah from Revised. Now I'm gonna start with this. Now you see how beat up this card is? This card is so old. We have a nice clean line around the outside of the lettering, but the rosette is clearly showing through. And I'm gonna warn you guys here, the top of this card is so worn away, the Rosetta is completely showing through the white font. But we can zoom in here. Now, a few things we could do to see if this is real. Let's zoom in. Now, even though it's showing through the white font, the Rosetta is not showing through that black font. So that is a sign that it's just some physical wear on the card. Another thing that we could do is go over to the artist name, because there's some more black font on the artist name. And we can see the black font on the artist name is nice and clean with no Rosetta showing through, whereas the white font has tons of Rosetta showing through. So that's another sign that it's just an old card and its wear. We go to the set symbol, a little bit worn up, but let's zoom in pretty far, get it nice and focused. Okay, nice and clean, even though, now you can see we've got a little Rosetta showing through. A lot of dirt on the card. It's a very old card, played with quite often. The edge of the black lines is very nice and clean. So, if you have an older card, you're going to really have to look at a lot of different places. Try not to just look at white font, because white font is more likely to have the Rosetta show through. Just for argument's sake, we'll zoom all the way in. It's so difficult. Anyway, 4 orange dots. So this Savannah is real. It is very worn. And you can see through the Rosetta on the lettering. So try to remember, if you're looking to see if a card's fake or not, don't just check one spot, check the whole card. Check your set symbols. You know, see if the edge of the set symbol looks good. Check your mana symbols, because those have some thicker black ink on them. They're less likely to be worn through. Go to the artist's name, where it's going to be have some black lines shadowing the artist's name. You can see if those black lines are still there, and you know, look for black ink that's covering the Rosetta instead of white ink, because white ink, I've seen a ton of cards from Revised and Unlimited where like the Rosetta just shows through the white ink because it's worn away over time. And that's the last layer, so it's going to wear away. So anyway, that's my whole deal on telling if a card's fake or not. I guess the whole point of this was that I don't like how there's so many fake cards around there. I don't like it how people are calling counterfeit cards proxies. I think it really dilutes the game and makes it so, you know, it's harder to tell if you have a real card or not, when all of these counterfeits are out there being called proxies and are just totally accepted everywhere. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. It's been Billy from Moo Moo's House of Cards. Like and subscribe. Make sure your cards are real. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll see you next time. Peace.